gosh, there we go. I hate these chairs. I say it every time.
I like the short ones.
Yeah, I prefer a couch.
Yes, couches are good.
I prefer a couch. Have you had a lovely time in Dallas?
Yes, I have. Thank you, everybody, for being so wonderful and welcoming and kind.
And you started so young in the industry. It must feel, I don't know if it feels strange to you when people are still connecting with roles when you were a kid. Does that feel strange that you have to talk about that again and again? Not in a bad way, but I guess it's like looking back at an old photograph. In a way.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, there's my answer is twofold. I am somebody who loves movies and television, so in my life I had movies when I was young that I watched over and over that made me feel safe or fed some sort of need I had or helped me to escape. So I get having that connection to something, and so it doesn't seem odd to me from that point of view. And then also, I've been doing this for such a long time that it just feels normal to me.
I suppose, yeah, it is. Time flies. It absolutely flies. I wanted to ask you about what gave you comfort then when you were younger. Was there an actor or a movie or TV show that you found comfort in the same way that people find comfort in your work?
Yeah, I would watch the Richard Pryor. I was obsessed with Richard Pryor. I loved The Toy, which is a very important movie, but actually really nice commentary on racism. I was obsessed with that movie, and also Hear No Evil, See No Evil. Any of the Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor movies, I was like 7 and just like obsessed with them. They were on HBO all the time. So yeah, I love those movies, and then my sister always jokes about having to watch Clue about 400 times, and The Three Amigos, one of my faves.
I'm glad you said that. The Three Amigos was one of my favorite movies.
I watched it over and over and over and over again.
Same, oh my god, and I watched it recently again last month, just out of nostalgia, and it still holds up.
Oh, does it? I might make my son watch it.
Please, please. Oh my god, I love that feeling when you were young, where you'd watch a movie over and over again. I don't know what it is about being young and completely obsessed.
Well, my pediatrician said, actually, when I was asking him if it was okay to let my son watch the same things over and over again, that it's actually quite soothing for children. They need repetition and consistency. And so the exercise of watching a movie over again, it's like you can predict what's going to happen, and it makes kids feel safe to know exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, there you go.
There's, apparently the psychology behind it, guys. In case you were wondering.
That must be why nostalgia is such a big draw.
I think so,
for us as adults. For me, it was Encino Man.
Encino Man. I think I only ever saw that one time.
Oh my god, I loved it so much. It wasn't out to buy yet at this point, but I loved it so much that my dad convinced the guy at Blockbuster to let him just buy it.
Oh, that's nice.
And I took it home, and I'm still obsessed with that film now. Now as an actor though, what really turns you on in terms of films and TV now? Because I find it harder to get really into something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's interesting now how you can complete a whole television show in like a couple of sittings. That's kind of incredible, and so I feel like that keeps, I don't know, so something about that I feel like keeps the connection from being as intense as it was when, you had to, it was spread out over months or whatever. Anyway, I actually went back and started watching The Killing again, which is a really fun show. I guess it's not fun. I'm enjoying it. What else? I like things like Top Chef and British Bake Off.
Oh, yeah. I love the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I love it. I can't watch that because I have a big sugar obsession and it will make me eat cake. So I cannot watch that show. But in terms, I've always wanted to know, as an actor, when you're watching something, a great movie, a great TV show, can you just watch it as a fan, or do you watch it and dissect performances and get inspired?
I only notice when something's bad. Really. I mean, or something will be inspirational. Sometimes you watch it and you're like, oh wow, that was amazing.
Yes.
But in terms of like technically noticing stuff. It's only when something is poorly done.
Sometimes bad is all right.
Yeah, if it's intentionally bad, or I'm not a big fan of watching like bad movies because they're so bad, because something about it feels mean to me, like you're laughing at how bad someone is. But I'm like a party pooper, so just ignore me.
No, I used to think like that, and then an ex of mine was like, "No, I only like bad horror," and it was like really shocking.
Right, like that kind of thing makes sense to me.
Yeah, but no, not like bad before.
Yeah, I thought you meant like, I don't know, I went once with a group of people to go watch to go intentionally watch a movie that everyone had heard was really bad. And halfway through watching it, I just felt bad. I felt guilty. You know, because clearly the actors weren't trying to be in a bad movie.
But also, time is precious. And it's true. And you're not going to get those 2 hours back. So
True.
You might as well just save it. I wanted to ask, it's a bit of a pivot, but do you have a tarot deck?
I do, yeah. My husband and I created, with this amazing artist, Felipe Flores, tarot deck. It's Catwell Spider's tarot deck and guidebook.
Yeah, are you really into tarot then? Were you always into that?
I've always kind of liked things like tarot and astrology, and I think I was inspired to make the tarot deck because my view of tarot started evolving, and I like the idea that maybe the magic isn't in the cards, but actually in your own brain, and this idea that, you can believe in it in a sort of mystical way, but you can also believe in it in terms of, when you get a tarot card reading, you ask a question and you cut the deck, and the deck is shuffled, and then the cards that come up represent themes, other points of view. With my cards, they all have backstories, so they're all characters that have a couple sentences that give you a sense of their journey. And so when the cards come out and the themes are brought up and the questions are posed, it's sort of like looking at your problem or your question from another point of view, and using those prompts and your own self-knowledge and your entire life history. I think that you kind of use your own brain to figure out what is coming. Sort of the predictions come from yourself, not from the cards. I just really think that we discount how powerful our own minds are quite a bit. So that was sort of my inspiration for creating that deck.
I completely agree with you. I think when I've been reading tarot for years, and I do a tarot reading in the morning and in the evening, and I find it really meditative.
Yeah.
And it centers you. Some people do yoga, some people go for a walk. But when I say that, people go, "Oh God, tarot, oh." But you're right. It's almost like solving a puzzle through the symbolism.
Yeah, it's like an exercise.
Yeah. I find it really helpful. Do you read every day, or do you?
I don't. No, I don't do anything every day.
That's fair. You're also a mother.
That's right. That's the thing. The alarm goes off, and it's just getting ready for school, and the chaos begins at 7. So yeah, no, I don't do any of those kinds of self-care and things. Which someday they'll be.
You have a good excuse. I only have an orange son, who's my cat.
Oh, that's nice.
So, I can do tarot, he can just stare at me, and I can ignore that. So it's okay. But would you consider yourself a spiritual person, I guess? Because when you say astrology and tarot, people go spiritual. Do you see it like that, or do you see it more as you said, your mind and looking at your...
I mean, I have my own sort of personal beliefs and ways that I go through the world, for sure.
Yeah, I think, it doesn't have to be foo-foo and weird. It's just the way that it's like a puzzle that you're solving every day. I've got some fun questions, and then we're going to hand over to the fan.
Okay.
So just random, really, really random questions. Do you believe in ghosts?
I'm not sure.
Same.
I'm open.
Have you ever seen something weird or experienced something weird?
I mean, I see a lot of weird things. I don't know. I just really don't know. I'm open to it. If something weird happens in a hotel, I'll generally talk to the room as though there might be a ghost, just in case. But I don't know.
Okay. Is there a role that you've played that people barely bring up, but that you secretly love? No. Okay. have a weird skill or something you're good at that no one would expect?
I don't know if people wouldn't expect this, but I'm like a really amazing driver. Like precision.
Oh, so you're a
Really incredible driver. I grew up, I learned to drive in LA, but then I drove in New York City for like 4 years. And damn, that'll make you a good driver.
Yeah.
But it's actually a problem because now I have trouble being in cars where other people are driving them.
See, I'm a control freak.
So, I mean, it drives me crazy how other people drive. So I have to like drive myself to the airport and everything.
If I could, I would totally drive myself everywhere. I don't like being in an Uber.
No.
I'm like doing that with my foot, like a ghost pedal.
Oh my god. I'm always like, close the gap. Close the gap.
Yes.
Why are we 5 car lengths behind this other car? God.
I drove in London, so I think New York and London.
It's a similar kind of vibe, yeah.
Because I lived there for so long, but now I'm driving in LA. Oh my god, like
People can't drive.
no, there's a signal. Why don't you signal? I don't understand.
Yeah, casual. You know.
It's weird to me. Anyway, those are my random questions. Can we have a round of applause for the first part of the panel? Let's get some fan questions. We will try and get to them all. There is a mic here. There's also a mic at the end of the room here, if you guys can see it. Please mind your fellow fans. Now, some house rules. Please keep it to one short question so we can get through the line, if that's okay. Thank you. Right, we're going to start with this lovely colourful person here. Hello, my dear. What's your name?
Vanessa,
Go for it.
first, Christina, I'm sorry for my crying earlier.
That's okay.
I don't know if anyone's cried as much as I have, but
I try not to keep score.
I'm still shaking it. Thank you for being my comfort for over 30 years, and happy 30 years to the Casper movie. It just celebrated 30 years. And I would love to know your favorite movie. I'm sorry, I'm still shaking. Your favorite memory of making Casper.
Okay, so my favorite memory of making Casper. We shot that movie over the course of 9 months. It was a very technical movie because the technology and the sort of what we were doing was very new at the time. I got to very close with all the crew I was working with, and we shot on the Universal lot. And my favorite memory was going with members of the grip department and props department to a local burger place every lunch, and I'd sit and have lunch with them, and they would let me take sips of their beer. That's my favorite memory.
Did you enjoy Camden? Because I missed their movie.
Camden.
Maine is where they did the scenery.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there for that part. I only shot the main part of the movie in Los Angeles.
Okay, that's cool to know. I love that, and thank you for your legacy creating mine.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Hello, my friend. What is your name and what is your question?
Hi, my name is Nathaniel.
Hi.
I was wondering,
Nathaniel, I can't see your face.
what was it like working on Speed Racer?
It was really great. It was a wonderful experience. I loved working with the Wachowskis. And, my favorite thing about being on Speed Racer was working with David Leitch and Chad Stahelski, who were at the time just the most famous stuntmen in the industry and have gone on to become really big directors now. But I was obsessed with The Matrix, and the only thing I wanted when I shot Speed Racer was to learn how to do I'm so sorry, I get so distracted by big phones. Anyway, keep my brain together. I wanted to learn how to do a cartwheel and pick up a gun mid-cartwheel, and they taught me to do that, and it just made my life worth living.
That's right. I only had a flip phone. That's my only mode to The Matrix. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Those were cool.
So I had those and I was like, I've got this phone. And now I'm like, God, how sad. That was my cool thing. Hello, my friend. Sorry, what's your name?
My name is Robert. I have a question about Addams Family values. you did a scene with the Pocahontas speech. And I recently watched it about a year ago, and I noticed that everyone's straight faced and you're speaking you look like you're about to burst out laughing, but you're trying to stay straight. And your co-star, David Krumholtz, is like got his teeth bared, like he's about to burst out laughing. What went on in that scene?
We were definitely not about to burst out laughing.
Oh, okay. Well, what was going on with him? Why was he baring his teeth in that scene? Though he was like.
I think he was being mad.
No.
I think he was being angry and aggressive.
Okay.
But I definitely was not about to burst out laughing.
Okay, you were very sure they didn't have the cards up for you to read or anything. You said to memorize the whole thing.
Yeah. We memorized all our lines. Although I was on a TV show once where they did have the cards on Ally McBeal because people had so much dialogue and we shot so many scenes that they did have dialogue cards. That's the only project I've ever worked on though where they had that.
Like Marlon Brando.
Yes, I've heard that he did that with Depp. Thank you.
Thanks, Fred. Hello, my dear. What's your name and question?
Hey there, I'm Tori. Quick question for you. Were you heavily involved in the decision-making of your roles when you were a child? Or if you weren't, what was the first role you picked for yourself?
I was involved. I mean, mainly when I was a child, I just did the movies that I auditioned for and got, or that I was offered, and not that much has changed. But, you know, occasionally there would be something that I didn't want to do, and then I just didn't do it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, my friend. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Kaylee. My question is about Yellow Jackets, which, by the way, congratulations on the season 4. My question is about the music in the show. They feature a lot of iconic songs from the 90s. Is there any in particular 90s song that you really love that you wish you could see featured in the show?
Well, I think I'm a very big Pixies fan, but what I spoke to, oh my God, my mind is blanking, I'm bad with names, but when I spoke to the woman who does our music, I mentioned the Pixies, and her face immediately soured. So I don't think we'll be hearing any Pixies music. No, it was like one of those, you know how people are like the Pixies, or they really hate them? I think she really hates them. So I don't think that we'll be hearing any Pixies music.
What's your favorite Pixie song?
Not that I'm willing to share.
Oh, okay.
Personal information.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. Hello, friend. What's your name?
Kinsley.
Hi.
So would you rather be like Wednesday or Marilyn with the Word?
Which would I prefer to play?
Yeah.
I mean, they were both really fun parts to play. I don't know that I have a preference. They were both super fun. I think it's easier to play a character like Marilyn Thornhill than Wednesday. So, yeah, maybe I'll take the easy route.
Thank you very much for your question.
Thank you.
my dear. Hello there. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Jonathan, and my wife and I are just huge fans. We've watched you from Casper now and then, and also we binge watch Yellow Jackets every chance we get. So my question is, I thought that the title of this panel was perfect, that this is my costume. That was the name of in the panel.
Oh, that's the title of this panel?
This is my costume.
Oh, okay.
Because looking at your career, you span so many different types of roles. So my question is, what is it that the role that challenged you the most, or was most difficult for you to kind of get into that character?
I don't know. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. My mind is drawing a
It's
blank.
okay.
I don't know. I mean, traditionally, anything that involves an accent is very difficult, or more difficult. What? My brain is just like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. It is very hard to come back to Yellow Jackets every season after there's been so much time in between. Because, you know, the way you play a part has a lot to do with who you are in that moment and time. And so, you know, if you're allowed to evolve as a human being over the course of like 9 months to a year, and then you have to come back and play the character the exact same way, that can be difficult because you've changed. So I think coming back to Yellow Jackets every time is challenging.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello there, my friend. What's your name and question?
My name is Josh. So we always had Casper and Addams Family Values on our TV when we were kids. We also had the movie That Darn Cat. Do you have any memories of that?
Classic. I really liked working with cats. And I'm not kidding, I love cats. So it was just a dream job for me. And the cat wrangler said that they were very relieved because the cats loved me so much. And that made me very happy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, my dear. What's your name and question?
My name's Ania, and my question for you is, what is the most memorable or one of your favorite moments on the Wednesday set, and will we get to see you again in the second season?
One of my favorite moments, I had never worked with Gwendolyn before, and so it was really fun. I can't fit.
I was quite impressed that you could kind of just don't fall over.
These giant shoes.
Will you be able to get out if you lock yourself? Okay.
Hold on. I hadn't worked with Gwendolyn before, and so it was really fun to work with her. And we had a very, very, very good time. And then I can't comment at all about season 2. I don't know anything about it.
Thank you, my dear. Hello, friend. What's your name and question?
Hi, my name is Miles. My mom has sent me up here because she wanted you to wave to her. She's the Wonder Woman, like right over there.
Hi.
And my question is, if you were to go back and play like a completely renewed version of the Addams Family, what would you add if you could anything?
I would give them a cat.
How would you?
What's your mom's name again?
Her name is Jackie.
Jackie, stand up, please. Can we all wave at Jackie? Hi, Jackie. You look amazing. Thank you. Thanks for your question, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jackie. Hello, my friend. What's your name?
My name's Nick.
Hi.
Well, happy 30th anniversary to Casper, and one of my guilty pleasure of mine is Now and Then. Please don't judge. Well, speaking of best, what movie or series do you consider your magnum opus?
Wow. I do not know.
Oh.
I tend to not think about my performances enough. I don't know. I mean, I did this movie called The Ice Storm. That's just a really great movie.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. So maybe that's like one of the best movies I've ever been in. You know, as far as like.
I'll put that on my watch list.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your question, my friend. Hello, my dear. What's your name and question?
Hello, my name is Evelyn.
Hi.
And I was wondering, because it was brought up earlier, you're more like underappreciated roles, and one of my favorite is Lily from Alpha and Omega. I was wondering if you changed your methods or techniques when doing a voiceover role, because you traditionally did live action.
Yeah, I mean, it is very different. You are literally just in a booth reading one line over and over and over again until, you know, everybody's happy. So it's not like playing out scenes or reacting in the way that you would, you know, in live action. Yeah, it's very different.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my love. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Gabby.
Hi.
Go for it.
What was the most uncomfortable yellow jacket scene in the film?
Good question. I did not enjoy playing drunk is not fun. It's very difficult and disconcerting and not fun. So I didn't enjoy playing drunk in those first episodes of the 3rd season. And then in terms of comfort, anytime we had to shoot at night in the wilderness, like, because we use the same location and set as the younger people do. But so when we did, it was like, when we did Lottie's cult, and we were out at night in the wilderness, that's where they shoot the younger kids. And it was just really cold and raining and snowing at times. And we were there all night long, and our feet were wet, it was muddy. So physically, that was a very uncomfortable sequence.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Hello, my friend. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Misty.
Hi.
And I just want to say I'm honored to share birthdays with you. Go Aquariuses and a glorious one, sharing your strangeness with the world. So you guys are going to hate me, but I'm going to ask about the Zach Posen dress.
Okay.
Did you work on that with him?
Zach is very controlling. Okay. And many times the word wasn't even a mirror. yes, some no. And I was very, very happy with how it turned out. I thought it looked beautiful. It was very uncomfortable.
Oh,
Talk about uncomfortable. Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
You're glorious in it.
Thank you.
I love an Aquarius. I'm a Libra, so air signs. Any Aquarians here? Yes. Any Libras? You're all, and the rest of you are all wonderful too. You're all great. Hello, my love. What's your name and question?
Hi, I'm Juan. I'm a Taurus. No one likes Taurus for some reason. I have a question about Yellow Jackets. One of my favorite things to see in the first few seasons was the relationship adult Misty and adult Natalie had. And in season 3, we learned that Natalie found a really big secret that younger Misty had been hiding. And that could in some way inform why their relationship is the way that it came to be. I'm wondering if that's something that you always knew or kind of had an inkling that they had something that they shared that no one else in the group, was privy to.
No, they didn't let us know any of this. She was just really mean to me. No, I mean, I just always think it's funny when people are like, I love their relationship. It's like she's just mean to Misty, and Misty's just like desperate to be her friend the whole time. But yeah, I guess that comes from how upset she is that Misty is the reason they were all stuck there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my friend. What's your name and what is your question?
My name is Roland, and I would like to ask, what was it like working with John Waters in the movie Becker that you were in?
It was really great. I mean, he's amazing. He's so fun. He told incredible stories, and he showed us parts of Baltimore that we probably never would have seen. And it was really great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello there, my love. I love your t-shirt. Love that cartoon.
Thank you very much.
What's your name?
My name is Chris. Happy 30th anniversary to Casper, and if I recall, happy 35th anniversary to a little movie they call Mermaids. You've obviously done wonderful work and been in some incredible franchises. Is there any other franchises you might want to do in the near future, like Star Wars or the Marvel Cinematic Universe or anything like that?
I mean, I would be happy to be in any of those worlds. I've seen all the Star Wars movies, and I do enjoy Star Wars quite a bit, so maybe Star Wars would be more fun for me than Marvel, just because it's just not my thing, but I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my friend. What's your name and question?
Hi, my name is Rebecca. That cut out. Tauruses are awesome, by the way, and we're born 3 months apart, so we're the same age. I know you've made a lot of family-friendly movies, but I like more of your adult-made movies. Now I'm still doing more adult theme, like Black. What was it? Black. Yes, thank you. Those kind of movies.
Yeah, I wouldn't make a movie like Black Snake Moan again. That was sort of a really terrible experience. I was signed on to a movie that was about the re-victimization of rape victim and sort of the behaviors you'll see in someone who has been sexually abused that we dismiss and make fun of, and it turned out that they were making sort of rape porn movie, and that was really against everything that I have ever believed in my life. So I would never take a risk like that again. But I do intend on making more movies that and TV that I would watch. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Hello, my dear. What's your name and question?
My name is Christine. Hello. So mine was sort of a question about Black Snake Moon, but I'm an actress and I like to take parts that are different from who I am as a person because I find that more interesting to play. So I wondered, since I'll go away from that one, since obviously it was
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm proud of my performance.
Yeah,
I'm just not proud of what was done with the editing and the handling and the marketing and any of that.
So I guess I'll change it to, is there some sort of role that you would like to play that you've been dying to kind of scratch that itch, like some sort of role that you would like to show everybody that's different from things that you've done in the past. Although you've done a lot of different things, but.
Yeah, I'm always, I never want to do the same thing twice. So I'm always trying to find things that are different. Right now, I'm very interested in contributing to all the different sort of the variety of female roles that we're finally starting to see, and sort of dealing with women's stories without sort of the stereotypes, the assumptions about women, all those kinds of things. So I just want to play women's parts that are different than what you've seen before, I guess, is the more simple way of saying that. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, my friend. What's your name and question?
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm a big fan. I grew up in Mexico, so I watched a lot of your movies in Spanish. And then when I moved to the States and I started learning English, I rewatched them again. It was like watching a movie for the first time, like ever. So my question is, do you ever get recognized in other countries where they don't primarily speak English, where you're like, wow, I didn't know my movies like reached out or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, in Mexico, people seem to know me a lot. And then I think it changes over the years too, and things that are popular and things that aren't. But I have had that experience. I guess I don't know. But also sometimes when I travel, nobody notices me. So I don't know. But I have heard before that a lot of my movies when I was younger are very popular in Mexico.
Yeah, I think it's because we didn't have cable TV growing up. That was back in the early 80s, 90s. And so it was like always like DVD stuff or like, straight from the movies to home. But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my love. What's your name and question?
Sorry, it's Ella, and I was wondering what it was like when you were on Wednesday to see Jenna Ortega play the same role you did, in a different characterization, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't feel weird at all. It's that character existed before I played her, and Jenna's Wednesday is older and different than the Wednesday the version of Wednesday that I played, and so it just felt it just kind of felt like I was on another movie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. Although that was a TV show, so just another TV show.
Hello, my love. What's your name and question?
My name's Tanya. I watched Addams Family.
It is cutting out that.
Yeah, it is. And I made my wife watch Cursed, so that was a great movie. But I actually went through a serial killer kind of phase in my life, and so Eileen Warnes came up in my lexicon of learning about serial killers. So I was just wondering about your experience on Monster, on how playing her Eileen Warnes' girlfriend went, because she's a real person, right? So I wondered if you had to speak with her, or if you had any.
No, she had already been executed before we made that movie. I don't even know if Charlize ever had any contact or anything, because that movie was in development for a while before I became involved. It was a really wonderful experience. I mean, Charlize was amazing and so much fun to be with. I think because it's such a dark subject matter, the sort of instinct is to create levity. And she and I literally would giggle until Patty called action. It was just so fun. We were so silly with each other. It was really just such a really great experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're entering the last 4 minutes, so I'm going to say we're going to definitely answer your question. Anyone else behind you will not get answered. We're definitely going to answer your question, and person in the black t-shirt, I'm sorry, you guys will have to sit down. Don't look at me in the eyes. Don't look at me!
It's not my rule. I didn't do it.
I know. That was bad. It's me. It's me. Just blame me. So I'm sorry, my love, you have to sit down. Okay, my dear, what's your name and question?
So my name is Micah. I really didn't meet with the last person, so that's good. So you kind of touched on this already a little bit, but I just wondered if there was, life is full of everything, and you don't want to be full of regret, of course. But I just wondered if there was anything that you maybe not fully regret, but wish you had done different, maybe a part played or a movie or anything like that, or if you're just like, nope, even if it was bad.
Regret?
Sorry, that's it. Like, not regret, but, like I said,
I have a lot of regrets. I regret moving back to Los Angeles 8 years ago. I regret how I did my makeup today.
you look great.
I regret that I didn't pack my black cardigan. Like, it just goes on and on. I have so many regrets. There are certain movies that I wish I hadn't been in, but I am, and it feels mean to say that, to name them. I don't know that I can give you a satisfactory regret. What kind of regret are you looking at? Give it involves like area, regret.
If there was something that you had just truly, like, I don't even want anybody to come up and mention this to me, whether it was a word or a movie. That may be too great of a scale, but I just want.
This is the last few minutes of the podcast. My God. I'll tell you what I regret. Wearing leather leggings in Dallas. That was my milk is a bad choice moment. Regretting that. Yeah, it was bad.
I wish I'd packed more than one pair of jeans.
Yeah, it's hot.
Also, not to derail, I'm so sorry. Your bag is excellent.
Oh yeah, his name is Gilbert.
Oh yeah, look at your chicken.
I'm a 42-year-old woman with a chicken bag.
That's nice.
And thank you for your question, love. Thank you. We went through some regrets.
I come see you at the table.
I should list more for you. Christina will have your list of regrets. Hello, my dear. What's your name question?
Hello, I'm Joshua, and I'm very glad to be speaking to you.
Hi.
Hello. So as fans who come here, Fan Expo, obviously, we're all here to meet celebrities and be able to, interact and everything. But especially growing up as a child star, was there any celebrity that really impacted you, where you met them and you're like, wow, I can't believe I actually met them, even having Hollywood status?
I was very excited to meet Chevy Chase, and then he was not so nice. I was like, so I don't meet people anymore that I admire.
Well, thank you very much.
We made it to the last question. Thanks for waiting. What's your name?
I'm Brad.
Hi.
I'm just wondering, does your son think you're cool? Does he like to see your films you're in, or is that something he kind of stays away from? Or
I think he thinks I'm cool, but he also thinks I'm really cringe. And I like to embarrass him all the time. No, but I think he thinks I'm cool. He travels with me all the time. And I don't think he would do that if he didn't like me.
that's good. Thank you.
Yes.